Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is 3-Chord Dave and today we are going to talk about some new Fenders and a very old one. Yes guys, we're going to talk about those Fender products in just a moment, but first, have you heard of the Seattle Sounders? Well, if you haven't, they're a soccer team in the MLS and they have released a brand new kit which is inspired by Jimi Hendrix and in fact is in partnership with the Jimi Hendrix Foundation. This is a purple and orange kit which people may be interested in, so I thought I'd let you know about it. So Jimi Hendrix, of course, was born in Seattle, and at every home game they actually play all along the Watchtower. The Seattle Sounders do, to G up the crowd and everything and get everyone going for their game. So they've always felt that connection to Jimi Hendrix. Now they have this shirt, which is, as I said, purple and orange, and is a psychedelic pattern, as they're saying. And they are saying that that's exactly why. It's an ode to Jimmy's love of color and psychedelic patterns. So, you know, that's true. And on the inside neck, there is a lyric which says, "We got to stand side by side." So, you know, that's great. And that comes from a lyric from a song called Straight Ahead from the 1997 posthumously released album, which was called First Rays of the New Rising Sun. So there you go. There's a Jimi Hendrix soccer shirt now if you so desire such a thing. Let's talk about guitars. Yeah, is it possible that Norm's Rare Guitars have now got the very first Fender Telecaster in stock? I don't know. It's possible. Now, listen, I learned a lot of stuff about guitars watching the very first episodes of Guitar Today from Norm's Rare Guitars when Mark Agnesi worked there. Haven't really watched it in the last year or so, but you know, Norm's Rare Guitar is an iconic guitar shop for guitarists all over the world. You know, watching their videos, checking out their website, going through all of the vintage guitars. They have a lot of cool stuff and they show it off on their channel, and they all seem like pretty decent dudes as well. So Norm's Rare Guitars have put out a video in the last week where they have acquired a 1951 Telecaster. Now, if you don't know, Fender were making guitars in the 1950 called the Broadcaster. But then Gretsch, who already owned that name, said, "Hey, you can't use that." So Fender said, "Hey, screw you, Gretsch, we're going to buy you." Oh, no, wait, that happened later. So what they actually did was say, "All right, fine, we'll just change it." So there's a decal, obviously, on the headstock, and the Broadcaster part was just cut off, which has led people think those guitars now with the cut off decal, the no-caster. So, because it just said Fender. And then they came up with Telecaster because they were being used a lot on television. So there you go. That's the history of Fender in a nutshell. You don't need to know anything else, except you probably do. You don't trust that forever. So this guitar is it's a beautiful Blackguard Telecaster. It's got very minimal wear. It looks to be in very good shape. And they say the only thing that's been changed about it is that the neck pickup has been rewound, which is not the worst thing you can do to a vintage guitar. Honestly, people, with vintage guitars will put up with things that are not right. It's like, oh, it'll affect the value. Well, screw that. Look, guitar is meant to be played. So with vintage guitars, a lot of people don't ever get anything fixed. And, I personally feel like that's the wrong thing to do. I feel like if a guitar is not playing properly, you need to fix it. So they rewound the pickup on this. It is the original pickup and is rewound. It also comes with an original strap and an original case candy, all kinds of things, and strings. And yes, sometimes guitars would come with packages of strings. So, let's start doing that again, please. It's a very cool item that they have here. It's an original black guard. It's got flathead screws on the pick guard as well, which is not what is used anymore. And look, it very may well be the very first ever Telecaster. No-casters, of course, are reckoned to be numbers 1,000 to 2,000, somewhere in there, in that range. This one's actually number 0942, which, Norm believes that this is one of the very first, if not the first one exactly. It's definitely within the first few dozen, according to Norm. And he does seem to know a lot about how to sell expensive guitars. So you got to trust them on that, I suppose. Definitely, if you want to check it out, hit up the Norm's Rare Guitar YouTube channel. I'll leave a link down below. You can check it out, or you can check out, of course, normsrareguitars.com for more stuff. And listen, you're going to find some cool guitars there. So don't blame me if you spend all your savings. And finally today we have a story about a brand new Squier Jazzmasters. In fact, they are Squier Affinity Jazzmasters, which is kind of cool. Now, what's so cool about these? Well, they come in a burgundy mist, which is nice, and they come in Lake Placid blue, which is nice. They seem to have a Stratocaster style tremolo system, which is unlike a Fender Jazzmaster, and they're coming with ceramic pickups, but they are single coil pickups. Previously, the Jazzmaster Squier Affinity Jazzmaster had humbuckers. So it's a move in the right direction towards having an actual Jazzmaster available in the low budget, ultra low budget range for Squier there. And of course we are missing a few things still. So there's usually a 2-piece tremolo system on a Jazzmaster, and you're also missing a rhythm circuit, but moves in the right direction. Perhaps we're getting there with Squier. Definitely encouraged by what Fender and Squier are doing over the last year or two. I think they are making some awesome steps that a couple of other companies, like maybe Gibson, could consider maybe replicating. Check out my Gibson rant up here, which I did last week, just going on about how ridiculous they're getting with their $10,000 guitars. Really is grinding my gears, as they say. But yeah, these guitars from Fender to Jazzmasters, they look pretty cool, and it seems that Fender have some nice surprises up their sleeve for us in both Fender and Squier this year. So keep an eye on that. I'll definitely bring you all the cool news as soon as I see it, and we'll talk about it on the channel. And guys, that is all of the guitar news for this week. Please let me know your comments in the comment section, obviously enough, down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe while you're down there, and let me know what you think of possibly the very first ever Fender Telecaster. Does that make the guitar more valuable? I'm sure Norm's Rare Guitars will tell you that it does. And what do you think of these two new Jazzmasters from Squier? I like them, to be quite honest with you. I think it's a step in the right direction, and I think we're going to see some really cool stuff from Squier by the end of this year. So listen, and I already like their lineup for 2021, to be honest. So let me know your thoughts and comments down below. I'll be back with you again for another video on Wednesday. And until then, take care.